Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, not only is it Vlogmas day 3, but I am finally doing a running update. I firstly want to apologise to all the people that subscribe to my channel for my running content. At one point my channel was very running focused, and that sort of switched over to weight loss. Weight loss has become quite a big priority for me. And running just sort of fell by the wayside a bit, and I hadn't done a running update. When I looked at my channel, my last running update was 7 months ago, so that isn't really good enough considering I'm still running. So I do want to start getting back into doing regular uploads with running as well, whether that be run vlogs or training updates, things like that. So yeah, I just sort of wanted to update on where I am and sort of bring you up to speed on what's happened between when I was sort of at my peak of running and now. So I guess I will start with Cambridge Half Marathon, which was in 2018. I would say that was probably the peak of my running at the time. I had trained really well for that. I ended up getting a PB in that race, so I think I got under 2:05, which I'd been hoping for quite a while. I had, if I want to like properly go into it, say that I wanted to get under 2 hours, but at the time it was really icy. We didn't know whether that race was going to be cancelled, and that was the best that I could do on the day. But in the back of my mind, I always have under 2 hours as a half marathon as like a goal. I'm not really too bothered about going any faster than 2 hours. Like, I'm not one of those people that wants to do it in 1 hour 45 or anything. Just under 2 hours, I'd be happy with that. So that's always been sort of in the back of my mind. After Cambridge Half Marathon, I sort of decided to do a run streak. So I did a run streak, so I was running every day for 295 days, I think it was. And then I got struck with all my gallbladder issues, so I went in for surgery and my run streak basically ended at that point. I did pick it up after that, once I was sort of well enough to get back into running, and I think I got to 195 days after that, and then COVID hit. So the last race that I did was literally just before we got locked down for COVID, and that was the Burley 7. So that was my local race here in Stamford. Burley House is a couple of miles away from me, and it was the first ever race. So me and Philip did that race. It was a 7-mile race, and I really enjoyed it. I actually did a run like race vlog on it, so I'll leave a card up here for you to see it. But that was a really good race, but I didn't perform the best that I could have done. And I always said that I wanted to go back and try and do better on that race. I hadn't trained properly for that race, so I did sort of stop-start during the race itself. And yeah, I decided this year to sign up for the race next year, so I've sort of got to get my arse into gear with that. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So I did the Burley 7 race, and then we got locked down, and I think things just completely went downhill from that point. Obviously, right at the beginning of being locked down in March last year, we were only allowed outside for one exercise, so I had to prioritise walking with Philip as opposed to sort of doing runs. So I didn't run for quite a while during that time, and my running fitness depleted quite a bit. I always lose running fitness quite a lot anyway, and I just wasn't able to pick it back up as fast as I thought I would do, and I guess I maybe wasn't in the right mindset for running at the time. I wasn't enjoying it as much. Obviously in the summer I hate the heat when I'm running, so I was stopping and starting my running at that point as well. And yeah, I was struggling to really get up to the 5k distance again. At one point I tried jeffing, so I was doing like proper scheduled run walk breaks, and couldn't really get into the mindset and couldn't get out of my head that I didn't have to feel guilty for taking a walk break. Obviously walking when you're doing runs and races is absolutely fine, and if that works for you, if jeffing works for you, that's absolutely fine, but it just didn't work for me. So I decided to restart the C to 5k again. C to 5k has always worked really well for me in the past, so I thought I'd have no problem sort of getting back up to the 5k distance again. And I think just because my run streak and the Jeffing and things like that only really took me to short distances, I was really struggling with, it's almost like I hit a wall when I got to a certain distance and I couldn't get past that. And yeah, it was just a really rough point like this year and last year where I couldn't get past like the 22-25 minute mark and felt like I was failing with the C to 5k, so I ended up quitting that and just doing my own thing. So over the last 7 months I've just been sort of winging it basically. I've took breaks with running here and there, and then over the last, I'd say 2-3 months, I've really started to make progress with sort of getting to that 5k distance consistently. Obviously you'll see behind me I bought a treadmill for like the darker months. As a woman running in at night, it isn't a great feeling, so I bought a treadmill in order to use it during the winter months, and I just thought I'd have less excuses for not going out for a run if I had a treadmill in my house that I could just jump on at any time. So this has been one of the best purchases I've ever made, and it's really sort of helped my running over the last couple of months. So yeah, I am finally back up to consistently doing a 5k distance, both inside and outside. It did take me a little longer to get 5k distance outside just because of the varying terrains and inclines and things like that. It just took me a bit longer. But yeah, I'm finally at the point where I can do a 5k consistently, and that's great. Obviously, like I said, I have booked onto the 7-mile race for next year, and there is no chance in hell I am going into that race untrained. So I think in order to spur me on and to help motivate me and get that consistency back, I've sort of developed my own training plan for the next 14 weeks. So it's 14 weeks next week until Burley 7. So I've created a rough training plan of the runs that I want to do, and I haven't sort of made it so that I can build up to sort of 10k/7-mile distance in that time. I do want to go further than that, because at some point next year I do want to do a half marathon again. I don't know whether it'll be Cambridge. I haven't decided whether I'm going to book onto that or not. I might do the local one here, which is the Rutland half marathon, which is later on in the year, like October time, but I'll decide that in the new year, maybe after the Burley 7, as to whether I'm going to do that or not, or whether I'll wait a bit longer. But I do want to sort of build up to long distances again. I'd ideally like to be doing at least a 10k every week on like a Sunday for my long run. But the training plan that I've put in place goes up to 12 miles. That might be completely advantageous, but every beginner training plan I've seen for half marathons say that you can run from like 3 miles up to half marathon distance in like 12 weeks. So I've got an extra 2 weeks to sort of build up that distance, and yeah, I'm just gonna have to see how it goes. So I'm gonna put a sort of screenshot here of the training plan that I've devised. Obviously I've just made this up myself based off past experiences. I've pulled sort of mileage and things like that from various different training plans for like 10Ks and half marathons, and it's basically just a very rough guide as to what I'm going to be running over the next 14 weeks. Things may change, I may swap around runs, I may run less on certain days, I may run more on certain days, but this is just sort of a rough guide of the runs that I plan on doing. So I haven't scheduled them on specific days, just because my days change week to week. So one day I might be able to fit runs on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, but then on other weeks I might be able to fit them Monday, Wednesday and the weekend. I might not be able to fit them on a Friday. So what I've done is I've just done run 1, run 2, run 3, and they are the 3 runs that I've scheduled. So if I get in any more than 3 runs a week, then great, and they'll probably just be short runs. But my main focus over the next 14 weeks is to consistently make sure that I get 3 runs a week without fail, basically. And I really want to give the 7-mile run race next year a good shot. So I'm hoping that the training plan helps to sort of keep that accountability and things like that. Obviously I'm making this video, so I'm keeping accountable to my channel as well. So the plan on my channel is to have regular run vlogs back on my channel. I know there's been a couple of people that have said they've really missed my run vlogs and they really enjoy them. I did really enjoy making them, so I'm quite disappointed that I haven't been making them, so I will get back into doing that. And I may either combine a weekly training update with a run vlog, or I'll do a separate video, just a short video recapping the runs that I've done during the week and how I've done. So that is sort of the plan going forward. So you'll see a regular update on my running every week going forward from next week. So yeah, that is sort of it. I feel like I've rambled on for a bit, but I thought it was important to sort of give the backstory up until now. So yeah, I do plan on vlogging the Burley 7 race. I am not the sort of person, and I've always said this on my channel, that I'm not fully focused on times. Like, I will train with the aim to sort of get a specific time, but it's not the be all and end all. If I don't get that time, I'm not really fussed. I always have like a mini goal in the back of my mind of what time that I want to do. Obviously, like I said, the 2 hour for under 2 hours for a half marathon is always sort of that, almost like a bucket list time for a race. But if I did any races for half marathons, I wouldn't be upset if I didn't get the 2 hours. It just is what it is in training. If I have trained and I'm able to do it on the day, then great. If I'm not, then I try again, basically. So yeah, at the moment I don't have any sort of time goals in mind for Burley 7. I would ideally like to run the whole thing without stopping. There are some hills in there that I walked last time, and like I said, I wasn't fully consistent on training the last time that I did it, so it would be nice to run the whole thing. But I don't really have any race times in mind at the moment. If I do think of any time that I want to be able to do the race in, then obviously I will update you when I do my training updates. But yeah, the aim is just to run it without stopping and enjoy it, and be at a point where I can just enjoy running in general, and be up to a point where I can do longer distances and not be just stuck at 5k. So yeah, that is it. I hope you liked the update. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can always click the notification bell and you'll be notified of when my videos go live. Obviously I'm doing Vlogmas at the moment, so I'm uploading it every day for December. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. So I hope you are all staying safe and well. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.